Hello, Gemini. Welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. My name is Paul. If Gemini is your sun, moon, or rising sign, this is your tarot card reading. Please hit the like button, leave a comment, consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. It's totally free. It doesn't cost you anything. If there's anything you would like me to pray over, or meditate upon, or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Now, this is going to be a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger, and I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I might provide. And remember, Gemini, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. And we start with a Four of Cups. This is interesting. We may feel a little bit like a wayward ship right now, like a cork on the ocean. This is kind of looking for a direction. Okay, this is us we're just kind of floating around, right? We're just kind of getting by. We're okay, but we're not striving for anything. It feels like we don't know exactly where to point our ship and how to get some wind in our sails. Yeah. Let's put this into some context. I like starting with cards like this because at least it gives us an assessment of where we are right now so that we can do something about that. Okay. I feel like with a Four, it's like everything is stable. This is kind of that situation where we don't necessarily want to rock the boat, but maybe the boat needs a little rocking. Yeah. Let's see what other cards we have. Let's put this into some context, okay? Well, now we've got the Princess of Cups. Interesting. A Six of Swords, a Seven of Wands, a 5, 5, 6, 7, 4, 5, 6, 7. Very interesting. So we got the Five of Pentacles, Seven of Wands, Six of Swords, Four of Cups. We've got the Prince of Cups and the Princess of Cups. So a lot of water energy right here. I wonder if there's a family thing going on. I don't know if you have a sibling. I feel like there's some sibling energy going on here. We've got a Knight of Pentacles, the Lust or Strength card. We've got the Liber card, Justice, Adjustment, right? Balance, a little bit of karma there. And look at that, Nine of Cups. This is the ocean we want to sail toward. This is where we are now. And with the Four of Cups, it's kind of like we're trying to avoid the storms, you see. This is us trying to avoid any kind of turbulence. We don't want the boat to rock, right? But then we've got these dreams. We've got these undeniable desires for our life. And then in the future position with the Prince of Cups, this is us saying, okay, I'm going to do it. I'm going to live my life in a very authentic way. And I think we're really getting inspired by something. We got the fire. The fire is in an interesting place. We got this fire behind us. This is that inspiration. This is us taking what we have and saying, that's it. I'm going to do it. I don't care what the odds are, right? I feel like you have a very big dream that you're getting this inspiration to pursue it. Yeah, you're starting to feel the passion for it, and I feel like a decision is coming very soon that just says, you're going to do it. Right? That all of your worries, all of your cares, all of your concerns, I'm doing it. And it could be with this Five of Pentacles, too. It could be that there is a situation in your life right now that is, it needs something, right? Like you've got to be able to just, to say, that's it, I don't have a choice. Right? So I feel like something in your environment is changing. This is something that is really, it's a call to action for you. Yeah. And it's kind of like you're sitting in your boat and you realize, okay, there's storms all around me. And my boat's kind of starting to get a little old and some barnacles, and it's starting to kind of get some holes in it, starting to rust where it shouldn't be rusting. I don't have a choice. I got to move. I've got to do this. I've got to pursue this dream, this happiness, this bliss of the Nine of Cups, right? Are you a twin? Who's the twin here, Gemini? And I don't feel like it's just because you're a Gemini. I feel like there really is literally some twins. If you have, maybe not exactly a twin, at least a sibling very close in age. Like literally you're like, like 9 months apart, or you're twins, literally twins. It could be this feeling of there is somebody in our life that is like a twin. It could be a best friend that the two of you were always kind of twins. You'd walk alike, you'd talk alike, you share clothes or wear the same clothes. You dress similarly, like very, very twin kind of energy for you. And I don't think it's just because you're a Gemini. But I'm getting that feeling that there's some sort of a twin energy with you in a very real way. Okay. The Four of Cups, yeah, it's that feeling that we've got to start pursuing this dream. That time's a waste in here. We've got to get some wind in our sails. And the Seven of Wands kind of says we're not getting any younger, right? The more the older we get, the larger the gap feels like between us and the opponent, right? Feels like we get kind of weaker, the opponent gets stronger, right? So it's kind of like we've got to do this now. Yeah, we've got to do this now. I feel like you've been getting a lot of confirmations from Spirit lately. I feel like the wolf is a very important symbol for you. I don't know your connection with the wolf. I almost feel like you've got like a wolf on a bedspread or something, or like a big tapestry of a wolf on your wall. I don't think you have a real wolf. I think it's maybe it's a sweatshirt or something, but I see like a big wolf kind of face on some fabric. Yeah, maybe it's a pillow or something. I don't know. A lot more synchronicities have been coming to you lately. Spirit is really sending you a message. And the message, I think, is that a lot of things are changing in your life. We're seeing a lot of progress, too, from 4, 5, 6, 7, and boom, we're on. Once we get to the 7, then we've got the confidence to get going. Okay? The 4 is the recognition, the realization that this is where we are. This is us kind of being honest with ourselves. Yeah, I've been just kind of floating here. Right? The 5 are those circumstances outside of you, beyond your control, that really says the environment is changing. The atmosphere of the world is changing. You've got to do something now. The boat can't sit here in water for this long. It's going to start breaking down. Yeah, so there are circumstances, the environment, the life, the physical world is changing in such a way where you've got to start doing something like this for yourself, for your future. Okay? And then comes the plan, the 6 of Swords. This is where your heart's kind of feeling it. Your blood's pumping, you realize something needs to happen. And now your mind says, all right, I've calculated the course. I've figured out that now I've got my ruler and my pencil thing on the maps, and I've made like all the squiggly lines to get to our goal. And now the only thing left to do is to raise the sail or fire up the engines, depends on what kind of boat you have. And that's the 7 of Wands. The fire, the effort, the movement, the motion that's going to push us forward now. Yeah. And this is really a huge change. This is like a countdown almost, And then we've got, of course, the 2 court cards here. I think that these are very, very significant. There is somebody together with you. And I don't know if maybe you were a twin. I don't know if one of them, I'm kind of getting the impression that the other twin is in spirit, right? Or maybe the sibling, or maybe that best friend, or maybe whatever that twin energy is. I feel like one is a spiritual entity. Okay? Anyway, let's select the mystery card before we get too far into all of this. This is a random card from the Smith-Waite Tarot. And we're just going to set it down right over here. We're going to put Tiny Bob Ross right there on top. Happy little Bob. We're not going to look at that card until the very end of the reading, but it will tie everything together and give us our confirmation. If at any point during this reading you feel like you know what that card is, I want you to put your prediction down in the comments. Okay, let's do it together. Let's make it a group exercise of intuition. Yeah. Now, Spirit's telling me that there is a trip that was planned. You never went on it. That there was some kind of there was a last minute issue and you couldn't go. I don't know if it was a health thing, if the money fell through, if the plan, something happened. You had this trip planned, a vacation or something like this, and it didn't fall through. Or I mean, it didn't work out. The plans fell through. And why I'm pausing is because I'm getting the feeling that it was kind of a tragedy, right? I feel like you were about to go on this trip, and that's when you lost this twin component. You lost this other half of yourself, kind of, right? And I don't know really if it is a sibling or the literal twin, or if it's that best friend. It could even be a spouse. You know, two people are together long enough, they start kind of resembling each other, right? And I wonder if that's kind of what is going on here. I'm getting an L name for that person. Larry, Laura, something with an L. But I feel like that prevented some kind of a big move for you. It feels like a trip, like a vacation, but it could be just the plans in general. You had these big ideas. You were about to make this big move, about to take this really big trip, this big step, this big leap in your life, and then that happened. Yeah. And I'm very sorry about that. Very sorry about that. That could be part of what the 5 is up here. Could be why we are just kind of floating now, that we don't really know what to do without without our other half. Spirit wants me to tell you that they are still with you. Okay? Their energy is coming through as a contemporary male energy, so they would be very close to you in age. Almost like exactly the same age is what I'm feeling. They are still with you, and I feel like with the Princess of Cups here, you've been dreaming about them a lot lately, or they've been appearing to you, or were you somewhere and you thought you saw them? I feel like you were at the store, you were someplace with a lot of people, and you thought you saw them in the crowd, and you kind of went to look, but it wasn't them. They want you to know that they were with you, that they were there when you had that experience. So it was them, but it's not through the physical eyes. You know, you saw them with your spiritual senses, as it were. Yeah. But I feel like you've been having a lot more experiences like this, of different things. You know, sometimes maybe the lights flicker in your house. Sometimes you have dreams that feel very, very vivid. Sometimes you think you'll hear sounds, people talking, things like this. This is all Spirit's way, and through your unconscious, through your intuition, telling you that it is time. It is time to get your ship moving again. You have some issue with your back, or more specifically, your spine. Right? I don't know if you recently had something fused together. Yeah. We have a lot of this idea of connection here today. You know, the twin connection, the connection with this very similar energy, same energy, almost like you were two people, you know, that were one, that were separated, you know. The two in one kind of thing. And then also with the spine, I feel like you had some vertebrae that were fused together or something like that. Yeah, there's some issue with the spine. A lot of confirmations coming through for you today. And really, I think it all centers around this deep wish, desire, dream, this soul desire that you have. Yeah. Soul desire. Now, I don't know, Spirit show me a turtle. Could be you have a pet turtle. It could be I feel like turtle was more of a nickname than a literal turtle. Yeah, if you called someone turtle, or that was a name for you. It's like a pet name, but it's kind of, you know, it's, I don't know if it's kind of a joke, but it's endearing, you know, but it's kind of an inside thing, you know, calling you turtle or something. Yeah. Pay attention to these subtleties in life. This card is the Princess of Cups. It's the fish in the percolator. It's the, well, there's a turtle on this card, I think. Yeah, there is. And maybe the turtle is a dream symbol for you. That could be in this card here. But this card is the fish in the percolator. It's my Twin Peaks reference. Pay attention to the uncanny. Pay attention to the novelty. Pay attention to what is in between objects. Pay attention to what is in the background. Pay attention to what is in between the lines, what's not being said. Pay attention to the dreams. Pay attention to the slips of the tongue. Pay attention to what you usually would not. Okay. Pay attention to the subtlety, because that's where Spirit speaks the most clearly. Right? And those things that we're not consciously looking for, when they show up, that's when you need to hold on to it, write it down, draw a picture. You know. They're elusive. These messages from Spirit, messages from the unconscious, they're elusive. We experience it, and then it's gone. They're fleeting. You have to hold on to it when you experience it, and that's why writing it down, that's why they say write down your dreams. If you want to get good at remembering these things, you got to write them down. You got to engage the conscious mind. There needs to be, again, connection, conscious and unconscious. Your dream self and your waking self need to build a bond, get to know each other, right? Get to know each other. And that's part of the Six of Swords. This is, again, connection, heart and mind, thinking and feeling. Now our intuition, our instinct, and our rational discursive thought are working together. And we have a plan now. We know where we want our ship to go. We know where we want to travel, what we want to do. And we know that we're going to make improvements on something. Okay? And I don't know if this is a house thing, if this is something to do with, I almost feel like it's financial. I feel like there's some sort of a contract or a sale that's kind of happening here. I don't know if you're selling your house. I feel like you are moving. I feel like there is this, it's this trip that was planned that never happened. I feel like it's still sort of in the works, like you just hit the pause button and everything is still laying out, like you're in the middle of packing and the suitcases are still open, half packed. The boxes have like half a piece of tape on them. That everything just got left where it was, and there's been just this kind of wayward energy. Yeah. Let's move over to the Path of the Serpent. As we do this, I would like to ask for your subscription. If you haven't subscribed yet, well, please do. It is totally free. Doesn't cost you anything. And it helps out the channel. I do appreciate that. I appreciate you. Okay. So, the Knight of Pentacles. This is the vision of the future. This is now the idea that we're activating our plan again. That now I'm not just this ship kind of on the ocean just drifting. Now I'm standing up, I got my spyglass out, right? And I'm looking for land. I'm looking at my destination. I'm having this spiritual vision. And I think it's all coming together slowly. Your eyes have to adjust. Your spiritual eyes have to adjust. And that's what I'm talking about, making the connections with the dreams, with the subtleties, with the synchronicities. Yeah. Spirit's also saying to fix the car. Car has a flat or something, or a dead battery, something easy, I guess, to fix. Spirit saying fix the car. Yeah. Your eyes adjust, and we start seeing the details. The picture starts to slowly become clear, and we see where we want to go. Our plans are now real plans, solid. We're activating this plan again. We're seeing that future self, that future state. This is the card that looks 5 or 10, 20 years down the road and knows who you are, where you are, and what you're doing. And then we reverse engineer that, right? And we know what we need to do right now. We know what we need to do. And it's a countdown, right? Like we said, it's a countdown. We got this, we got the 9. And we've got 7, 6, 5, 4. Right? And that's as far as we get right now. Because I think you have to make the final you have to be the one to count down those final stages, right, before you really make this decision. And it does involve a lot of these other factors. But I think everything's building up, and I think these huge changes are coming, but you have to count down 3, 2, 1, go. Like that's your job here. Okay, Spirit's taking care of the rest of this, but then you've got to take that last couple steps and hit that launch button, right? Or start the engine or put the car in gear or whatever it is. You got to fix the flat tire before you can, drive this car forward. But look what we have in the position of the environment. This is magic. This is now your ultimate control of your boat. This is a speedboat. This is a luxury yacht. This is this is the most powerful vessel that you have. And you're in control of it. And you can go as fast or as slow as you want. This is real strength, passion, courage, bravery. But this is realizing what your potential is and taking command of it. This is that feeling now like you just woke up and realized, I can just reach up and pluck a star right out of the night sky. That's magic, right? And you're realizing through this process that, yes, you are magic. You are capable of magic. You are capable of manifesting your goals. And when we talk about goals, this is the dream here, right? This might even be the dream that the two of you had together that you would always talk about. This is the dream that you kind of always wanted when you were as a kid. The lifelong dream, the dream of life that kind of got put on hold. We hit the pause button. It's time. 3, 2, 1, hit the play button again. Yeah. It's gonna be spectacular. There is some sort of some kind of paperwork that needs to be done, right? Something. It's a formal kind of commitment or a contract, or maybe it's some for employment. Maybe it's selling the house, some kind of a real estate transaction. It's something for which you need like a professional. This is like you got to get the tax, accountant type of person involved here. Okay. And I think that this is the obstacle especially coming off of this lust or strength card in the environment. Because remember, you have all the magical power. You can just reach up and pluck the star from the night sky. But in very practical, real terms, you got to hire the professional to do it. Don't try to do it yourself, right? If you're not an electrician, don't go messing with the wires. If you're not a plumber, don't go, rooting through the pipes or anything. We got to have that outside profession. Even though we've got this magic, we still have a practical. We have to be discerning. We have to be logical, and we have to be responsible, right? Now, the adjustment card is also the card of karma. So we know that everything we do right now, every thought, word, and deed in the present moment is creating who we're going to be. That's karma, right? Every thought, word, and deed right now in the present moment has consequences, infinite consequences, now and later. And this is the hard part, is for us to kind of weigh our actions, weigh our decisions here. And I think that in a large part, the lust or strength card makes us feel a little bit invincible. Makes us feel as if I don't have to, I don't have to regulate myself. Gives us that feeling, it doesn't matter what I do, everything I do is going to be right. It's that confidence that we cannot make a mistake, we cannot err, we cannot falter, that everything we do is right. And I think it is, but there's also the call for balance. There's the call for enthusiasm and passion. This is really bringing the zest back to your life. And you know how much I love that word, zest, right? With all this zest and vitality back in a lot of pep in your step now, right? We still have to be very vigilant and very controlled. See, these two cards, these are This is refined. This is just spontaneous and natural and wild, right? And this is not. This is very professional. Okay? We need both. And we have to balance each with each and all together. And I think it's important because these are the major arcana cards that we have today. We didn't have anything else, right? Everything else was just kind of the practical details, but this is really the energy that we're dealing with. Okay? Learning how to see ourselves and judge our behaviors and also have this experience of strength and vitality so that we don't become kind of too judgmental of ourselves, right? Because then we're just kind of right back in this drifting kind of energy. Because we can turn this into really like an 8 of Swords, which is what we don't want. I hope that's not over here. What we do want, this is our destination, the 9 of Cups, happiness. This is wide open waters. You can go anywhere, do anything. And you're pursuing the happiness that will bring you physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, creative, fulfillment, satisfaction. You're following your bliss. And this is really a huge change. You look at that 4 of Cups. Look at the change that's taking place here. Going from a 4 of Cups to a 9 of Cups, that is a huge change. And I think that there is a sense of urgency here in a way because we see a lot of stuff kind of going on around you, especially the 5 of Pentacles. I feel like life is changing pretty quickly for you now. And I don't know if it's financial, if it's kind of a physical thing or the environment or the job thing, or I don't know exactly what it is, but a lot of things are in motion. And so you've got to kind of adapt to that, and you really got to get on it, to stay ahead of things. All right. Now let's look at the mystery card. Let's try to predict what this card's going to be. Let's exercise our intuition. I would like to see some earth energy well established. A 6 of Pentacles, a 9 of Pentacles. 6 or a 9 of Pentacles. If you have a prediction, put it down in the comments. We might even see the Lover's card here. That Gemini energy, right? Your power card. If you have a prediction, put it down in the comments. Oh, yeah. 9 of Pentacles. Oof. So good. So, so good. Really big change. And look at the change between this. The chaos, right? The worry, the anxiety, the financial troubles, the burdens. All this is just, it's overwhelming. Well, look what you're getting. This is a big change. Huge changes. You've got to go with it. You can't just wait around. We can't be that 4 of Cups just like waiting for the storm to come, waiting for the wind to come and carry us away. You've got to start up your engines. You've got to raise your sails. You've got to grab the wheel of your ship and figure out where you're going, right? Spirit's going to meet you halfway. But you've got to take it the rest of the way. It's you're working in tandem with Spirit. Just with this connection, like we said, there's this twin energy with you, Gemini, that's not just your sign of Gemini, but there is this idea of that kind of twin energy for you. Okay? And it's really you and Spirit in tandem. It's you and this contemporary, this twin male energy that was in your life. They're still in your life. Okay? And this is where you're taking your ship. And that's extraordinary. You got your pets, your plants, your people. This is you living your best life. This is you doing what really just continually makes you feel satisfied, fulfilled, right? Spiritually awake. 9 of Cups and a 9 of Pentacles, that is the best life. And this is amazing. We're going to do an extended reading too if you want to stick around. There's a link at the end of the video. There's a link up above and one down below. New readings for Gemini every Monday and Friday, 6 a.m. Chicago time, but I am here every day. You can come on back, see me again tomorrow. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. It is totally free, doesn't cost you anything. And leave a comment for me. Let me know where in the world you're watching from. Yeah. I want you to know that you're the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you and I love you. And we're all in this together.